Hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kwakadash, Yahweh, who the word only calls God, Yahweh Shah, who the word only calls Jesus, when he give the bonus to the apostles, a great millstone, for us up in his truth, when he gives peace and blessings to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, will teach his truth for us like to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Although one of the videos edifying, only I can get something from this video. Quick video through the Spirit. Not going to be too long. Get a couple of precepts here in Isaiah 30. I'm going to jump to Isaiah 31 and 1 and get some precepts as well. I was reading, kind of glanced at an article that, the president is saving, a ton of money by cutting off certain things, certain aid, certain help, like food stamps, things of that nature. Cutting that off is saving America a bunch of money, right? And it's like you got a lot of people that had the mind that the so-called white man went evil because he helped, he did this, he gave you public education, which he lied to you in there, right? By the way, you know what I'm saying? He he gave you food stamps, Section 8, shit like that, right? Especially, the end of capitalize off of it, you know what I mean? And, all the people of the world do, you know what I'm saying, like the other nations as well, but, end up get that and feel like she's independent and she don't need no man, but yet getting provided from the man, right? You know what I mean? All it does is make her go against her man, or, and really what it causes is, someone to be prideful, you know what I'm saying? Someone to, be prideful, be lazy, you know what I'm saying? Be disrespectful because they feel like they don't need nobody. They feel like, you know what I'm saying, that, they feel like it's set, they set. So now this shit getting taken away. Now it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? Oh, what's going to happen? What's going on? Why is this like this? A sense of panic is going to happen because now it's going to force people to have to figure it out. You know what I mean? But hey, this is what happens when you trust in America and you trust in the enemy. Right? Scripture says, let me grab that. Scriptures say, Sirach 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So never trust thine enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, okay, if he give you something, okay, he benefits off of it too. His people benefit off of it too. Okay? It's as though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him that thou shalt be. It's like, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know. It's like, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. You're going to see like, okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to see now like, damn, okay, this motherfucker don't care. He don't, when it's time to benefit his pockets, he don't give a damn. And he never has, because this is their blessing, right? This is part of their blessing, the fatness of the earth. Like, and they feel like that, a lot of these Edomites feel like they are in power, feel like that they're doing Jake a favor by allowing Jake to have certain benefits. But if I'm not mistaken, when you look at the statistics, it's majority of the Edomites using that shit. You know what I'm saying? And benefiting and profiting off the help that the government is allowing people to have. You know what I mean? But it again, all nations, use it, you know what I'm saying? But, you got the end of who use it. Now, I know a bunch that use it and feel like that since they got that they can't be told shit, it can't be this, it can't be that. They can't, they don't need no man, they don't need this, they don't need that. But now that shit getting cut off, shit getting to the wire, down to the wire. Now, people are going to see what's important, what's not important. You know what I'm saying? Was you, being a harlot, and bragging about the help that you're getting and running around the city with your mouth open and your legs open. You know what I'm saying? Clubbing and all this and all that, and you know, gathering abroad and all that shit. Was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because these people do things that they don't think that they have a tab. You can't just bounce from rod to rod to rod to rod to rod to rod to rod and think that you're gonna go unpunished. Same thing with a man. You can't just pop this woman, pop that woman, pop this woman, pop that woman. You don't plan on keeping this woman. You don't plan on sticking around. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you can't do that. You know. Here, you niggas over here committing adultery, shit like that. You done did it 50 times, 60 times. So now it's like, oh, and nothing happened. So now you're set in your way to do evil. You know what I'm saying? So, as this shit get down to the wire, you're going to see a sense of panic from the people because, what do they have to rely on? The reason why bros don't really panic is because it's like we prophesied that it was going to come. We prophesied that, all hell was going to break loose. And we know what to have hope in. We know what to have faith in. We know the true names of the Father and His Son. You people don't. You people didn't care. You people didn't even consider. You know what I'm saying? The truth been out here all these years and you people have heard it, but yet you scoffed at it, you showed your incredulity at it and all that. Yeah, but it's going to come a time to where as shit start getting taken away and shit start getting tight and shit start getting hectic, people are going to start looking for God. People are going to have questions. And yeah, don't get me wrong. You might have some people that the Lord deliver out of certain situations that's probably being a nigga right now. You know what I'm saying? But it might click at the last end and they might, get it. Because Lord said, I will have mercy on who I will have mercy on whom I would have mercy. You know what I mean? So, hey, it ain't up. The prophets don't choose who the elect is. The prophets don't even choose if you understand the breakdown or understand the scripture or understand anything. Nah. The Lord chooses who He wants. He calls who He wants. Okay? And that's what it is. But as shit get down to the wire, you're going to see a shift in people's mind. Like, okay, what's important? What's not important? Was being a harlot all over social media? Was that important? OnlyFans and all this promoting all that bullshit. Was that important? Or did it lead you to getting a swift kick in the ass? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, because I said this in the last video, the American people love comfort. Love comfort. You know what I'm saying? In the moment, and the body just in general loves comfort. The moment it don't want to be too hot, it don't want to be too cold, it don't want to be too full, it don't want to be too hungry, it want to be right in the middle. So what happens is that as soon as these things have made the world comfortable, man, to where these people stop relying on the Lord, these people stop calling and asking for the Lord, praying, all that. You know what I'm saying? But now, again, that shit get taken away, you're going to start to see, okay, well, what do I do? You have nothing else but the Lord. And again, the Lord will have mercy on who He would have mercy on. Okay? Isaiah 30:1, it says, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. It says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Yeah, because in the modern day Egypt is America. So you people would, have counsels about what to do here. It's nothing godly. It's nothing this. It's nothing that. It's not how to please the Lord. It's not none of that. Ain't no rebuke going on. Ain't none of that. It's just, what can we do to profit here? What can we do to be all we can be in Egypt? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? And these people, most of these people will do anything they got to do. So if that goes in worshiping another God, they'll do it. If that means sacrificing somebody in their family, they'll do it. If that means, it's just because what these people head is wrapped around money. You know what I'm saying? Success. And then with morality and morals being at an all-time low, who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They mind like, who cares? See, these people don't have any more fear. They don't fear the Lord. Okay? But it's coming a time, where the Lord gonna make His presence felt to the world, man. And, You got something that's going to be delivered. You got something that's going to partake in the said perils. Okay? This is Isaiah 30:2. It says that walk to go into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Yeah, these people, you got a new C-19. So they found a stronger one or whatever. That's going around, I guess, or about to go around or whatever the fuck they got playing, right? But it goes to show you that, you people got to rock right back to sleep. Because back then in 2020, what people were starting to, you saw, it was TikTok videos, people were becoming more aware, people this, that, all that shit died down. As soon as they let the clubs back open, as soon as they gave you niggas football back and basketball back and all that, all the thinking went out the window. But they do that by design. They had niggas in the motherfucking what's that the NBA had to play in? They had to play like in the dome or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They gave you niggas NBA back and all this and all that to distract your mind so you can't figure out what the fuck going on behind closed doors. You know what I mean? But what it say? It says that walk to go into Egypt have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Yeah, having counsel. You know what I'm saying? Having worldly counsel, having, just the bullshit. Yeah, I'm saying as if this world is fucking important, like more important than the mission, man. Stop it. Okay, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be ashamed. So the strength of this modern day Pharaoh, or the strength of this system, is going to be your shame, and ultimately lead to your demise because you didn't trust in the Lord. Okay, and I'm talking to only, so-called black men, so-called Native American men, so-called Latino men and women. I'm not talking to other nations. We understand they can't be. This message is not for no heathen. Okay. 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, in the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. Yeah, because when this shit all go to dust and when it start getting hit like it never got hit before, people gonna have questions, right? That's another thing. This place ain't really been touched yet, so the moment to do, oh man, the sense of panic gonna rise to the motherfucking roof. That's why I say even the mighty men should be like women in that time. Isaiah 31:1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. See, destruction unto you. And that was paraphrasing the scripture I just mentioned. But it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Yeah. Woe to you that go down to destruction, to you that asks for America and rely on the help of America. You see what's going on? It says, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, and the majority of our people don't. Again, they look at what? The shadow, they look at Egypt. What's here, what's hot, what's not, what to do, how to move, what to have faith in, what's this, you know what I'm saying? So they give all the attention to the so-called white man because he's in power right now, and they figure out what they got to do to serve him, and they put him above, their duty as an Israelite man, which is serving Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh, the name of the Father. Yahweh Shai, the name of the Son. Not Jehovah, not Jesus. Again, the Father's name is Yahweh. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay? And what we're coming back to that, even that knowledge, just like it was prophesied about. Okay? It says, and the horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. See, the Lord controls who wins the battle. And in the scriptures to tell you who's going to win the battle. So who do again, who are you going to have faith in? You're going to have faith in this modern day Egypt, in this modern day Pharaoh, or you going to have faith in the Most High, in his Son. Okay? But what the scriptures say, me and my household, we're going to serve the Lord, man. We're going to serve Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Yep, most definitely. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it on that. Let me see. Let me see the Lord. You know what? Let me grab this because this is the mindset that niggas still have to this day. especially when it comes to serving the Lord. It says, I'll go to Numbers 14 and 2. It says, and all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said unto them, would the Most High that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would the Most High we had died in the wilderness? And wherefore hath the Lord Yahweh brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and children should be prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? Mind you, this is after the miracles, this is after the plagues, this is after everything. So how much more now when you ain't seen none of that? The biggest miracle you seen was so-called black men, so-called Native American men, so-called Latino men across the four corners of the earth teaching and preaching this truth. And those that are teaching and preaching the truth are on one accord. That has never been done in history. Okay? It ain't been done, not like this. Okay? And that's how you know we almost out this motherfucker. Okay? It says, and wherefore the Lord Yahweh brought us to a land. Okay, I read that. It says, and they said one to another, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt. And this is, and I'm going to finish 5. It says, then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. Let me go back to 4 though. It says, and they said one to another, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt. See, these niggas always wanted to go back into captivity. Always wanted to run towards the bullshit where they knew what they was gonna get. You know, the melons and this and that, and all they gotta do is, do this and build that. Think it, so Jake loved that. Jake had that Stockholm syndrome. Even now, man. Even now, you can't tell Jake to do certain shit, man. You can't tell Jake the so-called. You tell Jake the so-called white man the devil, he ain't gonna be in the kingdom. Jake could lose his motherfucking mind, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just what it is. That's what it is. Because this place is going to be destroyed. The rulers of this place is going to be destroyed. Okay? And that's what's going on. Okay? So with that, man, Lord, those edifying me, I can got something from this video. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakadash, from brothers keep pushing on to the